Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, you filthy animals. Did you get what you wanted for Christmas? Let me know. We're going to get into a mailbag in just a second, but answer this first. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Hey, I just want a Chiefs deep playoff run for Christmas, so maybe you haven't gotten what you wanted yet because that's your Christmas wish. But let me know. Type Y for yes, N for no. And if you want to be an overachiever, let me know in the comments what you did get for Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas to you guys, Chiefs Kingdom. It's been a fun season. Couple more games and then a deep playoff run. That's what I'm hoping for. With that being said, mailbag coming up right now. DJ's first up using hashtag Chiefs. How many draft picks will we have in the 2021 draft? So it's a little bit unclear because obviously we don't know what the comp picks will be as of yet. As of now, the Chiefs are slated to have up to 8 draft picks. That's how many they could potentially have. Up to 8. We'll see if they end up getting those 8 draft picks. That is certainly a possibility. 2 of those are projected comp picks for Kendall Fuller and Emmanuel Ogbah. And then also that other pick for DeAndre Washington, it could shift either into a 6th or a 7th. We don't know yet as a part of that trade to the Miami Dolphins. So up to 8, for sure 6. We'll see how many and where exactly they end up being. But I'm expecting 8 picks because Kendall Fuller's had a great year for Washington. Ogbah's been good for Miami. So those comp picks should come through. We just don't know exactly what rounds they'll end up being for. So 8 draft picks is what it's looking like, but can't say it's finalized as of yet. So let me know, what is the Chiefs' biggest need heading into this offseason? It could be for the draft or free agency. What do you guys think is the biggest need for Kansas City after the 2020 NFL season? Get your votes in the comments section. Next up on our draft rumors mailbag, Faisal, I'm not even going to attempt that last name, hashtag Chiefs. When is the next mock draft coming? I think is what you meant to ask there. So I did a mock draft around the bye week for Kansas City, so 5-6 weeks ago. It got decent views. I was hoping you guys, more of you guys would watch it because a lot of you guys were asking for it. But I have fun doing it. Obviously, we'll ramp it up in the offseason. We'll certainly do 3, 4, 5, maybe even more mock drafts after the season is over. But do you guys want a new mock draft now, like in the near future, maybe even before the season is over? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Do you want a new mock draft? Perfect time to do it could be during the first round of the NFL playoffs because the Chiefs will likely have that bye week once they finalize the number 1 seed, which they basically already have done so. So if you want a new mock, type 1 for yes. If you're weird and you don't like draft season, type 2 for no. That is one of many reasons to subscribe because we do mock drafts. We cover the latest Chiefs rumors and news, draft coverage, free agency, all sorts of videos on Chiefs Kingdom. We're going to cover it for you here on the Chiefs Report. Subscribe today. Let's continue to grow this channel together. The offseason will be fun. We do a lot of videos during the season. We do just as many, if not more, in the offseason, getting you guys ready for next season. I'm focused on the here and now, but hey, if you're a draft nerd, if you love free agency, we're the channel for you here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Hydra, next up, hashtag Chiefs. Could you see us drafting a wide receiver on day 1 or day 2? Second round pick, I assume you mean there. It's definitely possible because the Chiefs have 3 free agent wide receivers in Sammy Watkins, DeMarcus Robinson, and Byron Pringle. Tyreek Hill is going to be back. Mecole Hardman's going to be back. I don't think the Chiefs have been super thrilled with Hardman's development. I don't know if he's ready to be a number 2 type, so it's very possible that Watkins or Robinson could come back. I'd like to see Pringle back on a cheap contract. Maybe he gets promoted to being your number 4 receiver next year. You give him more opportunities. I don't think he'll be a top 3 guy, but they like his special teams attributes as well. I think they'll have to decide between Sammy Watkins and DeMarcus Robinson, so I'll leave it up to you guys. Pick one to re-sign because I don't think both will be back next season. Type SW for Sammy Watkins, type DR for DeMarcus Robinson. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section, SW or DR. To circle back to the initial question about if they could draft a receiver, I definitely think it is very much a possibility because if you don't bring both those guys back, you may have to draft one of those guys. A round 2 pick like a Rondale Moore would be a fun player. Rashad Bateman at the end of round 1 could be a possibility. Keep some of those names in mind. Obviously, we'll dive deeper into specific draft options as we get closer to the draft and on to the offseason, but it's definitely possible, Hydra. Cortez, next up, round 1, Nick Bolton. Round 2, Israel Mukuamu. Round 3, Chuba Hubbard. What are your thoughts? So Bolton, the linebacker out of Missouri. Mukuamu, the corner out of South Carolina. Chuba Hubbard, the running back out of Oklahoma State. His draft stock has certainly declined this year because he was injured his entire senior season at Oklahoma State. I don't think the Chiefs are going to take a running back in the first 3 rounds. They just drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't think they're going to do that. Bolton, the linebacker out of Mizzou, I think he could be a good option. I like him as a player. And then Mukuamu, 6'4" corner out of South Carolina. That could be an interesting option as well. I don't know if he'll be there at the end of the second round, but I like Bolton and Mukuamu. I think those are good options there, Cortez. I know you're a big draft guy, so if you want to mock draft, spam your ones in the comments. Now, if you're like me and Christmas sneaks up on you every year and you're like, crap, I didn't get my loved ones a Christmas gift, this is the perfect situation for you. Get a Fanatics gift card. If you're watching this Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, chatsports.com/gift card. They have tons of gear available. They have Chiefs shirts, Chiefs face masks, Chiefs gear. We've showed you a lot of that stuff in the past, jerseys. But if you don't know which item to pick, just give them the gift card, and they can pick for themselves. Chatsports.com/gift card. You can get any amount on that gift card, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is. Go to that link. It'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Get your loved ones hooked up with the gift card and be like, hey, I didn't know what shirt size you were, so here you go. You can pick it out yourself. I hate picking out gifts for people because I don't know what they want, so just let them decide. Get them a Fanatics gift card. Nate Wood, next up. What should the Chiefs' offseason plan look like for free agency and the draft? And is Dylan Moses a possibility, a good target for the draft? #Chiefs. I think decisions at receiver, like we just talked about, are certainly something that'll be a focus. Offensive line is another area. On defense, corner and linebacker. Dylan Moses, I think, is a guy that makes sense. I like Nick Bolton as well. You guys just mentioned him also. I'm good with either one of those guys, the linebacker out of Mizzou or Dylan Moses out of Alabama. I think late round 1 is the range for both of those guys. Moses started slow this season as coming off that ACL injury back in 2019, but he's really picked it up for Alabama. So I think if you could get him, 30, 31st, 30, hopefully 32nd pick, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, I'd feel pretty good about that. I think linebacker and corner are the 2 biggest needs on defense. And then on offense, I think offensive line and wide receiver could be 2 areas to keep an eye on when it comes to the draft and potentially in free agency. Now, what do you guys think the bigger need is? Type CB for corner, type LB for linebacker. Let me know in the comments. Corner's a more important position, but linebacker, the Chiefs might be thinner at that spot. Outside of Willie Gay, who they won't play him for whatever reason, #Willie, who do they really have for the future on the roster? It ain't Ben Neiman. It ain't Damian Wilson or Anthony Hitchens. They're getting too old. It might be linebacker. I love L'Jarius Sneed at corner. I think you have a future star at that position. Let me know, though. CB for cornerback, LB for linebacker. What is the bigger need for the immediate future? Jordan White, should we draft an O-lineman in the first round? #Chiefs. I don't think in round 1 for a couple reasons. 1, while the Chiefs need offensive line help, I don't know if it's the biggest need. And 2, don't forget about Lucas Niang. They drafted him in the 3rd round out of TCU last year. He opted out. One of the, I think maybe the only notable rookie who opted out due to COVID-19 this year. But it wasn't the worst thing in the world because he was coming off a fairly significant injury his final season in college. So it's almost like a redshirt year for him. He's rested up this year. He won't have that wear and tear. And next year he can come in and compete and potentially start. I think cutting Eric Fisher is definitely a possibility. I know he made the Pro Bowl, but Eric Fisher has not been that good this year. So keep that in mind. Lucas Niang could factor into this football team next season. Now, if you missed weren't on this Q&A, use #Chiefs in the comments. We'll try and answer as many as we can on a future video. Also, give me a follow on Twitter @HGramNFL. I'm approaching 1,400 followers. Trying to grow my Twitter game, get my rep up in the Twitter game. I'm trying to get like Tom Downey, Mitchell Renz. These guys are just lapping me in terms of followers on Twitter. Oh, and by the way, some of my DMs are open. Send me your Chiefs questions @HGramNFL. Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. Let's finish strong and get to the playoffs and make another Super Bowl run.